Welcome back to The Explainer. So you've seen those ultra-polished animated videos and thought, yeah, right, no way I can pull that off. It's just way too complex. Well, I've got great news. You're in the right place, because today we are going to completely demystify the daunting process of animated video production. We're breaking the whole thing down into a highly actionable, AI-assisted roadmap that literally anyone can follow. So whether you're an educator, a marketer, or an indie creator, you now have the tools right at your disposal to bring your ideas to life faster and cheaper than ever before. Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to hit 5 key stages: writing for visual logic, storyboarding your vision, generating visuals with AI, perfecting that voiceover, and finally, assembling the final cut. All right, let's jump straight into section 1, writing for visual logic, the foundation of your animation. You see, a killer animation script, it's not just about writing a bunch of clever words. You actually need a really fact-dense hook right out of the gate. Writing for animation means you have to move way past just an audio script. You're literally building visual architecture here. It's a functional blueprint that an AI tool or a human animator can instantly wrap their head around. To put that into perspective, take a look at the difference here. If you just write "efficiency improves," well, that's completely abstract. How is an animator, or an AI for that matter, supposed to actually draw efficiency? But if you write "a character completes tasks faster as a cluttered screen becomes organized," boom, you've got concrete visual nouns. You've given a crystal clear, actionable directive. I actually love this quote from Powtoon's head of product. It really hits the nail on the head. Scripts are a logic layer. So whether you're using something like Powtoon's AI scriptwriter or you're just typing it out in a Google Doc, your script absolutely needs 3 things: context, which introduces the situation and the problem right away; evidence, those clear points acting as your visual milestones; and a directive, meaning a very specific next step. Lock that blueprint in early, and the rest of your production is going to be completely frictionless. Moving right along to stage 2, storyboarding your vision, building the blueprint. So, your script is locked in. Awesome. Now you have to build out that visual blueprint scene by scene. Think of this as your testing phase. And remember, iterating here is incredibly cheap. You can take this a step further by creating an animatic, which is basically a rough simulation of the whole project. Storyboarding expert Alan Wynn actually talks about how the director of 28 Days Later used animatics to stress test a storyline, caught a massive plot flaw, and scrapped it before wasting millions of dollars. You want to catch those flaws on paper, not in the middle of production. But how do you actually find the right visuals in the first place? Well, Alan Wynn shared this really beautiful anecdote. He was totally stuck on a scene for a video game cinematic where a kid was being transported to a magical land. He just couldn't nail the framing. So what did he do? He put the script down, closed his eyes, and actually imagined himself as that small, vulnerable kid. He pictured these giant manta creatures flying overhead, and he instinctively felt this urge to reach out and touch them. That lived human emotional experience totally solved the storyboard. He drew the character reaching out, and the whole scene just clicked. So here's a quick little challenge for you. Try the 3-panel assignment. Just grab 3 simple sticky notes. Keep it really loose and really fast. Seriously, do not worry about making perfect art or shading. The goal here is purely visual communication. I want you to try conveying a character's thoughts or intentions using absolutely nothing but light, shadow, and how you compose the frame across just those 3 panels. It will completely change how you think about your animation spacing. All right, that brings us to stage 3, generating visuals with AI, the execution phase. Now, this is where modern workflows get genuinely exciting, turning that storyboard into final imagery almost like magic. If we look at a tool like media.io, there's this super efficient 3-step workflow. First up, you set the brief using your script. Second, and honestly this is absolutely crucial, you lock the cast. You do this by generating 3-view character sheets so your cast stays on model no matter what scene they're in. And finally, you generate and refine your storyboard cards. If a shot looks a little wonky, no big deal, just re-roll it. When you compare your production options, AI tools are undeniably fast and cheap. I mean, we're talking about a small monthly subscription, if that. But if you've got a larger budget and you really need that bespoke, highest-level consistency, hiring human talent is absolutely the way to go. Just a quick tip, though. Try to hire those freelancers directly if you can. Gig platforms can sometimes saddle you or the artist with crazy fees, sometimes as high as 20%. And if you do decide to hire a freelance motion designer, Maxime Archambault has some brilliant tips to keep your budget in check. At the end of the day, less content simply means less design work. So if you simplify your core idea, maybe opt for a minimalist visual style with clean shapes, reduce the total duration, and just avoid super complex action scenes, you are going to keep your costs way down. And the best part? You won't sacrifice a single bit of impact. It honestly just forces you to be a better storyteller. Okay, so you've got your script, your storyboard, and all your stunning generated visuals. But how do you actually bring those visuals and the narrative voice together seamlessly so the whole thing feels like a real, cohesive movie? That takes us right into stage 4, perfecting the voiceover, giving your animation a soul. If your script is the brain and the visuals are the body, the voice is what sets the tone and the pacing. Now, I want you to burn this number into your memory. 150 to 160. That is the absolute sweet spot, the golden rule for voiceover words per minute. If I speak just a little bit slower, pacing myself right in that exact pocket, I actually give you the time to absorb those visuals without you feeling rushed or overwhelmed. So, before you hit record, here is your voiceover checklist. Number 1, identify your exact target audience. I mean, are you talking to corporate software engineers or a room full of kindergartners? You've got to match your tone to the goal. Next, do a little bit of math. For a standard 90-second explainer, you're aiming for a script of exactly 225 to 240 words. And hey, if you aren't a professional voice actor yourself, do not stress. AI text-to-speech tools like Speechify or 11 Labs have these massive libraries of totally customizable, incredibly natural-sounding voices that can carry your narrative flawlessly. And finally, stage 5, assembling the final cut, tying it all together. This is the big moment of truth, where your logic script, your AI footage, and your voiceover all finally converge. Tools like Capwing or Premiere make this process highly intuitive. You lay down your audio track first, then match your AI visuals to those audio beats and sprinkle in your B-roll. Oh, and absolutely make sure you add automatic subtitles, because so many people are going to watch this on mute. Finally, you export. And because you planned ahead so well, you can effortlessly kick out a widescreen cut for YouTube and a vertical cut for TikTok, all from the exact same project. From writing a visually logical blueprint all the way to exporting a multi-platform final cut, the barriers to entry in animation have completely fallen away. You've got the tools, you've got the roadmap, and now you know the exact pacing and structure to use. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. What amazing story are you going to build now that the entire production pipeline is quite literally right at your fingertips? Get out there, start experimenting, and I really can't wait to see what you create.